at least in the jungle, like overall, but you look at the actual 10.6 patch, and there's not a lot of players who actually play this champion. Closer, you know, likes the Jarvan a lot himself. He plays it a lot personally, but it's not like a worldwide top level pick that much. It's a Closer pick a lot. So looking now as time ticks down, we've got the lineups there. No obvious flexes. Hauntzer's gonna be on that second to his very best, and it's just a battle of which these teams can win this one final game to get into playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, Jarvan is always kind of a staple pick because
he's around.
He provides so much unique engage. Cataclysm is always useful, and so we'll always see it pop up when you're looking for that AOE. Super excited to get into this one though, and break the tie once and for all, Phreak.
Yep. To break the tie once and for all, 1-1 head-to-head. They're going to do battle here. So one final time, at least for this game, 5-minute break for competitive integrity. Get the game some lead time, then we'll broadcast. You watch before your very eyes. The last spot in playoffs comes down to this. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the show. The last spot in playoffs is up for grabs, and the video, I don't know. The game is about to begin. We're going to bring you the cast. I am Phreak. That is Kobe. I kicked my desk and the webcam wobbled. I won't do that again, but now you won't see it, so who cares? We are ready to go into this one. Let's see who can take that 6th and final spot.
Well, I got some extra spice to add on top for you, Phreak.
Okay.
I like just having social media open as well during these, and Closer just tweeted out before the game, in 2019 Worlds, Huni beat me and eliminated us from Worlds. Today, I'm taking my revenge and ending their hopes. Hashtag GG win. Do you
GG win.
Do you think that he's going to deliver on that? I like it because also Bang then tags Huni right under it to let him know. And they're going straight for him. Closer's got his eyes on Huni. He gives him the flag. He drew first scratch.
I was going to say, what are we going to say other than first blood that's been taken? Closer dealt for about a second all of the damage. Actually, I'm trying to remember. I think was Bombers also in the FBI wasn't on Bombers, but like was Bombers also in the Clutch Gaming group? I'm trying to remember because I think they were in the Unicorns of Love Clutch Gaming group, like in the group stage, and that would have been Ryoma, or not? Sorry, it would have been King and the top laner of C9 Academy, Fudge. All right, we're getting off topic. Just thinking of teams that were knocked out of Worlds by Clutch, by Huni and Co. And there's other ones out here, running around in the LCS and the Academy League. So we get the bot lane leash. Closer going to be throwing down the flag, going to be taking his red buff without much of a problem. Pretty heavy leash. Spending about a good 5-6 seconds doing so. We'll have no problems getting back to lane. You can spend about 8 seconds and it's not going to be much of an issue. Akaadian, I don't think got almost. No, he got some help as well. Yeah. Based on where the champions are. So leash buffs.
Yeah, both the bottom lanes helping out here because they're trying to get extra resources up to this top side where all the trash talk is going down. We're going to see if Closer can pick up where he left off after the first minute of the game and increases damage dealt to Huni. Jarvan is very good at going level 3 into instant ganks. You generally want to do double buffs and just Gromp because Jarvan doesn't have a lot of sustain, doesn't clear the jungle super healthily if you want to do full clears and stuff like that. It generally makes a lot more use out of getting something done with some good gank pressure, especially since Flag and Drag is such a good ganking tool. And that's exactly what he's doing. Buff Gromp into the ward for Huni.
He's got the ward. Closer knows it's going to be there. Pops a sweeper to then walk back away. And Akaadian also kind of knows this, right? He's topside. He's taking those Krugs down. Leaves a small one back. And then with the sweeper, it actually allows him to kind of spot out where Closer might be. Kills the ward first. And then with that kind of AoE, knows he's not in the brush. Now, everyone knows Akaadian's topside. He killed that ward, but Hauntzer gets dropped dangerously low. The punch, the quarter of it hits Huni. But it's to drop the cannon minion. And Akaadian, I mean, with his E-shield and with the stun, has a chance of forcing a dive. Closer, though, is going to go for an aggressive play. He's stealing red buff.
Yeah, I think that Akaadian's just sticking here with Huni to help him push it in since Huni's really low health. Yeah,
this seems winnable, though.
They just want to push that one in.
Oh, yeah, without the wave. Okay. Yeah, with the way it was, Hauntzer could never help. But, I mean, how much would you have loved for Closer to be like, I have red buff, 1v2, let's go, fight people?
I mean, I would love for him right now to blindly run towards that brush that Huni's in, flash EQ it, and actually landed it in it. I think that would be hilarious, but
yep.
the blood rush
and
not
Kobe.
there.
And that's why this game is run a 5-minute delay. So that it's impossible to make that choice reasonably well.
If we did see that, you'd be like, there's something fishy going on here.
Yeah, but what about a commercial break when that play actually happened for them? We're broadcasting off the 5-minute delay again for reasons like this. It can be hard online, right? Everyone stay safe, stay at home. Follow the local guidelines, and now Akaadian is forced to flash away. Huni flashed a W to a teammate, but doesn't land the slow, so burns the spell for nothing. Look, I understand trying to make the big play in the biggest game of the year so far, but maybe a bit much there for Huni.
Yeah, I like going for it, though. If you tag that, you get your slow with the Q. I think that they can catch up to him. And they already knew that Froggen had been pushed under his tower, couldn't lend immediate help, so maybe they would be able to get that first blood. Critical skill shot missing, though, means all that is just going to determine who gets the crab. So 2 flashes for a crab in exchange for 1, and Akaadian's still under fire.
Takes a little bit of damage there. Nice gravity while Froggen's going to keep his teammates safe, but gotta once again shout out Froggen for having great farming numbers. He's going to be up a little bit here. Does drop a couple, but up 3 CS over GoldenGlue as we crest 5 minutes into the game. We're about a wave away from the one that you want to clear. The wave that's crashing right now in the bottom lane is one you want to clear, then back for a BF sword, although for someone like, actually Varus and Ashe are both Ruin King users, and so I believe Cutlass is 1400 unless I'm misremembering, and so you get actually a lot of different choices on when you want to recall off those.
I think Closer's playing the beginning of this game extremely well. Super aggressively getting extra territory for the team, and you can see how much the team effort is to put more pressure on Akaadian. First, Huni goes for the flash on Braum. You know, they're trying to catch him because Closer just traded flashes, chasing him off the crab. But then we just saw Hauntzer roam all the way down from top lane after pushing it up to go contest a low health Akaadian on the Raptors as well, because they got the extra chunk. Literally every member of the Golden Guardians has been trying to put pressure on Akaadian and make his life difficult here.
Yeah, I mean, and you can see the farm difference, right? It's literally half as many camps taken, half as much CS, and that's with the pit stop for the Infernal Drake, which, you know, worth it. I think you do that when you can. It's a very good thing to grab that buff. It's still worth a decent amount of gold. Huni, though, right now with the push lead, a lot of extra farm, and he's level 6. Now, 6 plus 4 is a bigger number than 5. So Hauntzer out-leveled
twice as big. Oh my god.
Twice as big. Wow, Kobe, that was incredible. Are you an engineer or something? Like you have some high-level maths.
Yep.
Up there. Yeah, that's impressive. Nice aggressive trinket ward comes down. Now, it does let Hauntzer catch the farm. He does catch up level 6, and he catches up in CS, right? 42 to 44. No big harm done right there. They both took very cheap recalls for second Dorans. Closer able to knock down a control ward, and you've got a pretty close game. Golden Guardians slightly down, under 100 gold. But up that Drake, I think they're in a good spot.
Funnily enough, I actually did finish my EIT before I switched careers. So technically, yes. Valid prescription there. I wonder if this invade is going to continue, though, because a lot of wards have been spent here for Golden Guardians, these control wards on the top side. I think they'll get a blue buff handoff, but Closer has so many areas to try and work off now. Once your Varus hits level 6, Varus Braum can also be a kill lane. Even though there's a Tahm Kench that can save Ashe, if you target the Tahm Kench, you know, with a Varus ult and a Braum ult, that is plenty of crowd control to set up something for Closer, who could even just go for a lane gank. You walk right through lane through these brush that have no wards. Oh, actually, it's going to be Froggen, first one to visit bottom.
Wow, okay, flash at FBI. Now, Huni can W up to the teammate. FBI tries to get into range. That's going to be some movement speed with Guardian, but that is a stun coming down. That is first blood getting picked up, and Dignitas want that last playoff spot.
That level 6 crowd control goes both ways in an Ashe Varus lane, and Johnson's the one with the teammates, so the Ashe arrow will be the important one here. Sets it off. They do get the kill. Good roam there by Froggen. Because Johnsun is able to hit the Braum. They do also target the support, lower health, gravity field, really nicely placed there by Froggen, just on the edge, allowing them the stun onto Huni. And Froggen is a guy who has often been maligned for focusing too much on just wave clearing, just getting CS in mid lane, just farming. But there, he's able to take that farm, move it into a roam, and actually get the first blood cash in.
Yeah, well, we got a TP into the top side as Golden Guardians want to keep playing aggressively. They push themselves up top side. There is no opposing smite nearby, so Closer should always get this one. Nice attempted steal, not going to come through. That is Herald picked up at under 9 minutes. That's going to be, 300 to 500 gold cashed in somewhere around the map. Now, I do want to say that there is a cloud to that silver lining. Theoretically, FBI flashes early and Huni just W's. They could have dodged that arrow and not taken that stun. Huni ran right in front, tanked it, and sadly couldn't get away. But we are in a game where Dignitas have the gold lead for now up until that Herald gets crashed in.
Silver linings. This is going to be a long tangent, but since we've been talking about science, as is a really weird metaphor to me. Okay. For normal people, the saying every storm cloud has a silver lining is supposed to be one of optimism, right? But for me, when I think of silver linings, I think of like antiques when silver is always like tarnished, and what reacts with silver to tarnish it is sulfur. If you've got sulfur lining your clouds, Phreak, that is an environmental disaster. That's acid rain. So I've always thought, I've always heard silver lining and be like scared of it. What?
Sulfuric rain.
Yeah. Anyways,
Okay. So what's interesting though is they're saying silver lining, not tarnished silver lining.
True. So that's
right?
probably my fault for associating silver lining with antiques and it being.
There's literally no suggestion that it's sulfuric in nature. I just.
Like I said, normal people just think of it as an optimistic saying.
Kobe, I appreciate the science approach. I didn't know sulfur was the reason. I'm glad I know that now, and I might remember it for more than 10 minutes. But at the end of the day, I think you're wrong here.
Fair enough. Back to this game, though. Closer is going to be able to protect top side with the extra control ward here. We had both bottom sides swap up. And nobody getting too much work done there, except for Closer with his Rift Herald in tow. Almost always you want to, if you have the perfect choice, use your Rift Heralds on mid lane because it gives you so much more agency to follow that up with invades into the enemy jungle and placing wards on both sides. But if you really want to fund the money into one area here, you can use it for top, try and get FBI accelerated past the Blade of the Rune King and everything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I generally like it on the AD carry. I don't think the top lane 1v1, like a 400 gold difference, is going to change that much about it. And so here's the summon up to the top side. This wave should be no problem. It is going to be a potential 3-on-3. Akaadian's nearby, and this is a TP. This is a big one. Huni. He's over the wall, is spotted. Closer knows he's there, and here comes the hard dive. 4v3. This is a lot of damage in towards FBI. He's got nowhere to go. That is a kill picked up from Akaadian. Now out goes Huni, but not very far. Even though Hauntzer shows up, it's nothing to do. Dignitas off some beautiful plays are up 3-0.
Huni with the flank teleport right over the wall. Gets the gank top lane and cosplay a jungler this time around, helping out the team. That's 3 kills racked up here for Dig. So even though Golden Guardians start this game out so effectively, Closer's on a rampage, forcing Akaadian back. Everybody's harassing the jungler, and they get the Rift Trail. They get the first dragon. Now Dig fighting back, gaining some territory for themselves, and good use once again. Johnson's Ashe arrows continue to find their mark and set the team up for success. So let's take another look at it. Here you go. Rift Herald activated, and you're going to get the cash in, but teleport flank combined with the Pantheon ultimate and the Ashe ultimate, 2 things we pointed out in Champ Select as being very good at cross-map plays, catching your opponents off guard, really have turned the tides here towards the mid game.
The silver lining here is that Closer was in the extended range for the gold acquisition, so those 2 plays that the Herald charged into did go to him. 320 on Closer. Yes, it would like an FBI, obviously, but at least it goes somewhere, so that money is being cashed in. 4 turret plates taken top. That is money picked up by the squad, and now you can see that they're back on the map. Golden Guardians only down 1,000 gold with 2 Drakes. I think maybe I still like the 1,000 gold a bit more, but it's a tougher sell at this point. A very close battle still as they fight for playoff.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on the fourth one, stacking them up. Golden Guardians will march ahead. 4 minutes, 45 seconds. These ones are going to be incredibly important as far as stacking towards that soul. Meanwhile, take a look here. Teleports all off of cooldown. So are most of those ultimates. So no more surprise cards Golden Guardians have to worry about for the time being.
All right, time to go, right? Or actually, time to wait, I should really say. It's the opposite of what I just said. 4 minutes till the Mountain Drake comes up, 6 minutes till Baron comes up. Second Herald is pretty soon. That's going to be of moderate value. Obviously not as good as the first one, but it still very frequently helps you crack the rest of that turret. And outer turrets are all worth 500 gold if it's not the 150 for the first turret bounty on top. And, you know, finishing that off is obviously a pretty big surge of gold, so we'll see if that can come through before too long. And we once again see Closer walk up towards the mid lane. FBI and Huni now playing mid themselves. The mid laners went towards the bottom lane. The top laners back to the lanes they're supposed to go to, both of whom don't have teleport right now. As Froggen's going to clear the wave and GoldenGlue will have to answer it. 16 CS lead for GoldenGlue, but a lot of that is that Froggen has roamed a fair bit. And overall, you're seeing pretty close farm across the squads.
Yeah, plus pushing a wave in right now for Froggen to pick up. Let's see, he's actually going to go for the plays, letting the minions die. Rare sight here. He let a minion die to make sure that there's nobody else from the Golden Guardians going to come over. And he was also waiting, maybe GoldenGlue do a face check and he could burn some sort of summoner spell there, but in the end, no confrontation, and it will remain with them split pushing on the bottom side.
Oh, this could be the play. They've burned the smite. They've got a lot of damage. Akaadian's going to flash and they follow it right away with the ulti. He can't get out. And FBI finds that kill. It is attack speed Varus. We saw it was Ruin King. That team fight power has just jumped up.
Yeah, big pickup here for Golden Guardians. Now they can pressure around mid lane. GoldenGlue's looking for a bubble over the wall, I believe here, while Huni there just collapsing, and they can try and pressure getting this Rift Herald and using that one to open up the map.
And there we go. Plenty of damage being dealt right there. Looks like Golden Guardians will get both Heralds. This one will crash after plates have dropped, as is always the case for second Herald. I think it's actually impossible to have it happen twice, but it should mean first turret goes somewhere for them unless they drop a turret too early themselves. It should be 650 gold earned off that Herald charge somewhere on the map. Closer easily going to grab this blue buff without any issue. No problems for him right there. 500 gold difference, and that gold difference will close to 0 again off a Herald charge. It should be enough to turn the gold back on its head, and Golden Guardians, as we know, already have been stacking up those Drakes, so maybe they have looked pretty good here. Dignitas have been arguably a bit more proactive. They've gotten those kills. Those Pantheon dives have been great. Kudos to Akaadian for those plays, and good arrows from Johnsun, good roams from Froggen, but I wouldn't say Dignitas are winning.
Yeah, the problem for them right now is that everybody on Golden Guardians have their flashes available. So unless Johnsun fires the arrow off of some other sort of crowd control or goes into the fog of war and is able to get a surprise one, it's going to be very difficult for them to actually get that pick before the dragon. It's coming up in only 1 minute and 15 seconds, and it looks like it's going to have to be just a good old positioning wars for those wards.
And I want to point out again that I do think Dignitas certainly have enough gold to fight on the map. Third, Hex Core is upgraded for Froggen, right? Ruin King done for both AD carries, no problems there. Cleaver's done for the Renekton. Like, they should feel comfortable. I'm not saying that they can't fight for this, but this is kind of the last time Dignitas have a chance at giving up a Drake. Ultimately, as it's come down to it, it's been Dignitas kind of going for other objectives as opposed to just ceding map control. But right now, here comes the summon, and if they get maybe a couple more 100 damage in this turret, the crash will kill the turret in and of itself, and mid-outer can be cracked down to half HP. They're basically there. Herald damage goes up the later on it's summoned. Or sorry, I should really say the later on it's killed. It's based on the average level of champions when the PvE version dies. They do crack the turret right at about the same time. Top falls as well. I didn't quite see who got first turret there. It might have actually been Huni. But at the end of the day, it's still going to be map control here as Golden Guardians are right around that bottom river.
And if they do want to contest it, there's only one very deep teleport ward for Huni at the moment. He's going back to base right now to get one purchase in before this possible fight. But all the cooldowns are ready for Dig to try and pull that off. Akaadian getting chunked to half health before it starts, though, is going to be very detrimental. That's the jungler. You know, if you go in for one of those Pantheon ultimates with 50%, sometimes they can burst you before you get up your directional immunity.
Okay, Huni's made his way over on the side of the map. Now, top laners all have teleports. That spell is available for Hauntzer to join, and Huni not yet in vision range. Now, Hauntzer knows no one's defending the turret, so the call should be, hey, no one's stopping top, no one's here at all. Huni's probably on this side of the map, be aware. As Huni now finally walks by a ward, they don't need the voice comms for that one. He's going to keep pushing in top, and Dignitas this time around are going to start grabbing this Drake. Golden Guardians are not going to stop it. Instead, they're going to push down minion waves. The first 2 Drakes they got kind of gave them the breathing room to let them give one away. Dignitas make the play. Top outer falls, top tier 2's under fire, but Huni just burns the teleport cooldown.
Yeah, you can see the pings on the minimap there. Golden Guardians immediately made the call just to have Hauntzer continue to split push. So they get 40% more of that turret's health, and they burn the teleport off of Huni. Now, this sets them up for a scenario where Baron does spawn and they've got teleport advantage for Hauntzer, but they're not significantly ahead. So the Baron bait doesn't have nearly as much threat as the last game that we saw, and it would be much more difficult for them to actually get value out of burning that teleport from Huni. So a little bit perplexed there by the call. Maybe they just thought that the positioning was too out of hand, and they didn't, since they weren't there first with the wards on Dragon, didn't want a chance getting caught out with an Ashe arrow into Pantheon's Sun.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it is worth pointing out that later on in the game, the teleport cooldown is shorter. Right now, the top lane is fighting back and forth. Hauntzer not going to jump down as well, has to flash away, but Huni's going to set up the stun. Akaadian, if he wants to flash, he's always in range. There he goes, finds that stun as well. Dunk gets him some space, but the flash follow, big punch comes in, but no way through it. Hauntzer's going to drop. Dignitas again finding more kills on the map.
And now there's no way for Golden Guardians to abuse the teleport difference because they just kill off Hauntzer, the source of the teleport. Really good use of the Pantheon ultimate here for Akaadian to help out Huni, finding that 2v1 and buying more time for that cooldown to come up.
Yeah, I want to point out I have the data table here. It is a full minute shorter of a cooldown at level 13. Instead of at 360, it's 293 seconds on the teleport cooldown. So, you know, it's going to be up for the next Drake, essentially. Like, if he needs to stay top lane this time around and teleport down on Drake spawn, he'll have that tool. Whereas last patch, that wasn't possible off of the flat 6-minute cooldown. Now an attempt in the bottom side as they're going to attack Aphromoo. No stone plate yet, has to burn the flash to get away. Snipe does some damage, but honestly, Tahm Kench is tanky enough. Dignitas down only 1 Drake and still up 1,000 gold. They were able to answer all the turrets that were taken. When Herald was summoned mid, Huni pushed top. When they took the Mountain Drake and Hauntzer pushed top, Froggen took bot outer. So they've been doing a really good job of the map control. As I say that, GoldenGlue finally gets bot himself as he crushes down the minion wave.
And they're starting to really fight over a couple of these control wards leading up to Baron too. Those are the types of wards that people actually lose their lives over. Becomes much more dangerous. So right now, with Dignitas actually not having any vision inside the pit or inside the river, they might start to get a little bit antsy. And there's 3 control wards in inventory right now. They would have to rotate a few members over to be able to get that priority.
Now the items are coming through. Wave clear is in for Ashe. Johnsun has the Hurricane. That's a very standard second item on Ashe. You can, with the Flurry, you actually hit more than 3 targets. You get the slows. The damage is distributed appropriately, but you get slows and lots of people. And overall, just it's a good Rune King item as well. Rage Blade done for FBI means really, really good single target damage. You can absolutely chew through a Pantheon or a Renekton. So if he gets the time to do so, can absolutely remove those tools and remove those threats. We'll see as time goes on. The mid wave is cleared away, but it's Froggen and Johnsun forced to share this farm. They're not doing really dedicated side lane pushing. Not just yet. Bot was already shoved in. GoldenGlue going to be a little bit late to grab that.
With these team comps as well, I think it is a bit more important for Dignitas to make use of their Ashe Arrow, of their Pantheon Ultimate, of their Tahm Kench to try and be the proactive ones catching some member of Golden Guardians split from the team. Because once the team is grouped up, once the battle lines are set, a Braum with Stone Plate brings way more to the team fight, is way more tanky than Aphromoo and the Tahm Kench is all about saving someone from a single target crowd control. He does have the QSS himself, so he can try and escape, but the damage mitigation isn't there.
Yeah, that's going to be a threat. Keep in mind, it's a warrior jungler. Those are definitely killable. We'll say that Closer has moved towards, the pretty standard hybrid build on Jarvan, which is Cinder Hulk into Black Cleaver. You can theoretically just not buy that item and go, full Stone Plate style and get really, really tanky. Get get an armor boot or something, but does have some damage threat, has some CDR, which obviously you want as well on that champion. Pretty cooldown based. Teleport's now being spent as FBI is going to make his way up into the mid lane. Bonus move speed, pretty short cooldown. Again, it's just a hair over 5 minutes at this point in the game. Not too bad. They're going to find a sleep. A lot of damage to Aphromoo. Burns that QSS, but they can still find some more damage.
Yeah.
They're going to find the snipe. And here comes the team fight. Huge damage coming out of Froggen, but he's pushed away by Closer now as well. FBI trying to run away from Akaadian. They find some CC, though. A big dunk comes in, a double kill. Make it a third and a fourth coming over the top. Oh, my word, what a fight. Golden Guardians, 3-0 in that fight.
Yeah, that just completely goes splat for Dignitas there. Aphromoo gets caught out first. And we talked about, boom, QSS is down, but they have follow-up CC. The Braum passive is on him. They burn him down, and then it's kind of a desperation re-engage. When you have Akaadian's Pantheon ult and Huni, the only real threats diving that back line, it was close, but they were unable to finish off FBI because the damage from the carries was too far behind. They didn't have the follow-up to actually dive it as well. And in the end, it's a full sweep there for Golden Guardians. They will be happy to take the Baron instead of the Dragon because Dragons are already split right now and they want that pushing power.
It is going to give armor and MR to Dignitas, and it does multiply the base armor MR on your champion, will help them frontline, but this catch on Aphromoo, this bubble starts it up, and they have to follow through.
Yep, so bubble hits, they get the damage out of it as well, and then Braum passive being applied allows them to finish it off. Here's what you can see, FBI, Akaadian takes him down to 50% by himself, but there's just no follow-up, and everyone's peeling him. Without the extra member there for Golden Guardians, they couldn't finish off FBI, couldn't take down the heart of the team fight. Plus, on the top of your screen there, Closer with some fancy moves does make the escape on the other end out the top side, so nobody on Golden Guardians has to give anything up.
And this is now looking pretty solid. Golden Guardians have a pretty decent win streak, looking now at a solid 2,000 gold lead. It's not massive, don't get me wrong. This game has been neck and neck the whole way through. Every time one team makes a move, the other finds a way to counteract it. But we expect to see some gold flow into the pockets. A Baron power play that's more than just the 1,500 gold from the Baron itself is what we're going to see now as the top lane tier 2 will drop. They play inside the jungle. No one's able to go for a flank play. They'll get rid of a couple of wards here. Look for a poke. Not quite find that either. Mid tier 2 could be the target. The mid wave is coming back down. Hauntzer going to cut that one off. Bot not being attacked. Question is, can you easily siege against Ashe plus Viktor? It's a little bit harder against Baron, but that wave clear still decent across those two champions.
Couldn't quite hear what the question was, but I'm going to go with Baron power is going to lead to Golden Guardians inside the base. Huni actually getting dove.
A lot of damage right now. He's going to try to flash away. Hauntzer so terribly low, and a stopwatch gets used. Dignitas turn it around for 2 kills suddenly. That is not what the doctor ordered. Top inhibitor turret is still alive in Golden Guardians. A turret for 2 kills. I'm not sure I take that trade.
In the aftermath too, it is going to be a big celebration for Dignitas. I definitely don't take that trade as they're able to put a stop to the Baron push. No inhibitor towers breached for them. So big sigh of relief here for Dig. I'm going to restart.
Yep, okay, so once again, looking at this option as FBI still has the Baron buff, and for 30 seconds more, 2 other Golden Guardian members have that buff, but oof, that dive was ill-fated, and look at that, the game is back to 800 gold difference. Every single time one team gets an edge, something else happens to turn it around. This time around, it was too aggressive of a dive. Huni had a stopwatch to survive the whole thing, healed up with his Q, got the ulti help as well, and got turned around with some swift moves from Akaadian. So, Golden Guardians now on 8 seconds of the Baron buff. That's just simply going to time out. They stopped getting Drake's since the first 2, so it's going to be a long time until that maybe happens either. Closer wants in, though, finds Huni, gets the knock, but he jumps back to safety. He's going to stay alive. Yet again, they can't quite get the push in. Easy wave clear for Ashe, and now with Viktor, it's even easier.
All right, I'm back to the action here. There's going to be defense on both sides for the split pushing waves, though, for Golden Guardians. They're also going to have to reset after trying to get a mid push down. Dignitas, see what they can surge forward with. Johnsun is so close to getting the Infinity Edge, I believe, on the end tier, and that's going to really even out the power difference between FBI and Johnsun himself on this Ashe, and really settle off their team fight, as he's going to be bringing the extra DPS.
Okay, we reset for a minute. We've got 1 minute till Drake number 3 comes out. It's not crucial for either team, but it does set up Soul Point. At that 30-minute mark, someone's gonna probably have a third Drake, and it's crucial because it's a minute away from Baron. If you have the pressure, you are more than able to simply push in, take the Drake, take the reset, and then still pretty comfortably fight for Baron control. So I kind of expect to see a concerted effort to play for this third Mountain Drake. It would give Golden Guardian some defensive stats. It would get Dig's defensive stats even higher. It's part of the reason Huni can survive some of these dives. It'll be a big power boost for Aphromoo as well. It is going to move the needle in terms of these champions dying before time runs out. These fights have been so incredibly close.
Yep, going to have to keep your eyes on these stopwatches for the next team fight. These are going to be incredibly important. Closer can go for hard engaged with this Jarvan and buy a lot of time. Akaadian has also bought one on the other side for Dignitas, though. Can do a similar thing with the Pantheon ultimate, trying to get into the backside, and then you use your directional immunity into your stopwatch to survive after going super deep. So definitely going to have to be very focused on if they actually go for this engage or they wait for the Soul Dragon itself. Right now, Huni's recalling, and if they were going to contest, he would have to start the teleport now. He does.
They're burning it down as fast as possible. Drake number 3 grabbed without much problem, but here comes Huni over the wings. Ulti pop, flash in for the stun, and suppression comes in. It's going to bring him over the wall. That's instantly GA down. Huni is still safe, but Pantheon wants to come in as well. The dunk in the backline pushes back Froggen. Stopwatch burned. Akaadian tries to find the backline, and he cannot quite do it, but it will be a trade. Both junglers dive backline to build space for their teams, and both die for the play.
Yep, junglers are going to be the only casualties here, and Golden Guardians will be so happy they got the objective before Dig could pull off the contest there. They weren't able to get the teleport from Huni in time to actually try and smite steal or fight them off of the dragon, so it does set up Soul Dragon for Golden Guardians 4 minutes away.
And personally, to me, I think that Mountain Soul rather, is the generically strongest of all souls. I think it's good if you're behind, you can dive, maybe survive it. If you're ahead, they don't get those picks on you. I think you're always happy with a 200 health shield over the top, and we'll see, though. I know that can be up for debate among all kinds of educated people, but just putting my opinion out there, I think it's a very, very strong win, and Golden Guardians have the chance at claiming it in just 3.5 minutes. The resets came through. Froggen was at like 20% health, had to take the recall, no big issue. We saw Johnsun grab red buff. FBI hasn't yet come down there, but he's gonna finally try here. And then as we look down, yep, no problem. Gonna grab that one, no issues at all, but Baron is on the map, and Huni is waiting for a big play.
I feel like Huni's always waiting for a big play. This situation, no different. Crocodile in the weeds here.
Already in the dunk towards the back line. Stopwatch used. Can FBI get out, though? Has to flash. Health bar is low. A big punch gets the top there, but Akaadian is there and finds a shutdown. Viktor finds the second. It's a 2-for-1 for Dignitas. They get a third as Froggen will not be stopped. Hauntzer forced to run away, but they can chase him down. The slows are gonna be there. Under the turret they go. A Stopwatch buys a second, but still the kills won't come through. Zoe picks up for one. Huge play out of GoldenGlue. Hauntzer bought enough time to give GoldenGlue that kill, and instead of being a 4v1 on the map, it's only a 3 versus 2. Golden Guardians, oh, watch out, GoldenGlue, though. He could be chumped down. They're trying to find him. The E's gonna land. They can't quite find the rest. He's drowsy. The pullback. Aphrooo's there for the safety. Over the top goes Pantheon. Akaadian wants number 2. Hauntzer is gonna run for dear life. They won't quite find it. The shield comes in just barely. Dignitas don't get the rest of the kills. The respawns are coming in too soon, but that was nearly the game ending off that team fight.
These teams both are slugging it out, Phreak, desperately trying to win the tiebreaker. Here's another look at the initiation. Huni's waiting in the brush paid off because he immediately got the stopwatch out of FBI, and then FBI also had to flash to the other side, but Akaadian is there to answer, so he's able to follow, and they do get him. Meanwhile, Froggen's AoE on Viktor kills almost the entire rest of the team. And then you think it's just devastating here, but GoldenGlue gets the one shot onto Johnsun under the tower, lands that paddle star plus the follow-up passive auto, and bursts him down. That wasn't even the end of it though. Well, most thrilling part,
it dove even harder.
Most thrilling part was that chase through. Froggen and Akaadian, really good timing by the way for Akaadian's ultimate right out of the immunity there to pick up the extra one. But it sets us up mainly for this possible Mountain Soul in 1 minute and 20 seconds as everybody's teleporting right back to the mid lane to set up for Vision. I guess they could do a little bit of Baron baiting before the Mountain Soul arrives. It's only 1 minute away, and that's enough time to get out a few bubbles.
Woo! And 1 minute till Mountain Drake comes up. I think Dignitas wants to see this play happen before there's a chance to objective trade. If they're both up, I think Golden Guardians are happy with either trade. If they take Mountain Soul and Dig gets Baron, you weather the Baron Storm, now you're stronger overall in the game as long as you can hold the siege. If you get Baron and they get a Drake, you can use a Baron push and you're probably ahead in gold and can do something about that. Otherwise, timer still ticking down. 40 seconds on this. Right now, Golden Guardian's going to play for ward control. They can't kill all of them away, and Dignitas going to start taking control of this bottom river. Hauntzer is waiting in the wings. A couple of wards come down. FBI is going to drop down some of this vision, but Huni, again, waiting for his chance to strike.
And every second is critical in these setups. Remember last time around, it was Dignitas that were too slow to the dragon, so didn't even get to contest Golden Guardians on that smite. This time around, they're going to take matters.
Pantheon. Yeah, they see Closer trying to run away, goes back for the dunk, but he's going to drop for this one. They get a kill for only a Guardian Angel. The first battle doesn't land. There's the pullback. They might find GoldenGlue, though, and he is going to trade his life with the opposing top laner. 4v3 on the map. Now, there are still important champions alive. Crucially, Hauntzer is there with an ultimate, but a 4v3 is an easy team fight for Dignitas. There is no smite on the opposing side, and this is such an easy Drake to take. They got the team fight they wanted.
Yep, and it's an easy decision tree, too. They cannot give over the Soul Dragon, so although they'd love to do Baron, you got to pick up that dragon first. Now it evens it up, 3 apiece, and this is a critical win for Dig.
They're looking so good right now. 2,500 gold lead. They've got very stat-efficient Drakes, and they're winning these team fights.
All right, so Pantheon ultimate in. Akaadian does have the safety of the Guardian Angel. Meanwhile, on the top of your screen, as you can see, Closer was out of extra immunities there. So the 1-for-1 trade on junglers this time around goes greatly in Dig's benefit as they've got the extra life. Then, of course, the top laner as well.
Alrighty, well, the items still coming through. We've got Stone Plate before too long for Closer. In the meantime, Guardian Angel is on cooldown for Akaadian. But you have to believe Dignitas feeling a lot more comfortable now. The Void Staff has long been done for Froggen. He's waiting for slot efficiency to finish off the death cap. I think he has the gold, but doesn't want to drop the stopwatch in order to grab the second NLR. So you don't have easy kills on Johnsun. You don't have easy kills on Froggen. They both have stopwatches available. FBI has segued for very defensive items, right? All the way upgraded the QSS to Scimitar, all the way to Guardian Angel. So he's not really the same damage threat that Johnsun has with that Infinity Edge. I think Ashe is going to do more damage most times in these team fights.
Yeah, Ashe set up to do more damage, but with the Guardian Angel passive, that sometimes can be more important, right? If Akaadian does dive him again, and this time around, you have the revive and you're able to get out after you get back up. You know, his flash cooldown is coming up as well. Then sometimes just living a little bit longer can mean the difference. Yeah. They do run them off of the Baron setup, though. Blue Trinket is used, and there are no more for the Golden Guardians. So they will be completely dark to Dig's attempts at baiting.
3 minutes on Mountain Soul for either team. Johnson safe to push in the mid lane. Huni chunked to half HP. FBI goes for a snipe. Not going to land that one either. Right now in this holding pattern, the team with the better poke isn't finding that much poke. Huni able to get back on the top side, clear away for some healing. Now comes the pressure forward. They know Huni's not around, but they can't find the way in. They've got poke, but not great hard engage. And Huni, with the sweeper on, knows they don't see him walking towards the flank. They can expect that he's there, but they don't know for sure. And again, the wave's being cleared back and forth. Can't find the paddle star. GoldenGlue waiting in the wings. At what point does Huni come in? They've got a decent amount of vision with the turret still alive and a control ward in the wing, but they still don't quite find that opening. Flash up for Aphro, flash up for Johnsun. They don't go for that play just yet, but it's Fog of War in the jungle. It's Fog of War up in the river.
and keep your eyes on who he's positioning. The Braum is incredibly important about blocking this Ashe arrow. If Johnsun's able to get that off on one of these primary targets and destroy one of the Golden Guardians before they're able to get their defenses in place, that's the reason why Huni has not gone for the engage. Golden Guardians have been doing a very good job staying very tight-knit here as 5. With the Unbreakable, Huni holds kind of the trump card in the initiation wars.
Still waiting for it. Still looking for the opening. Guardian Angel only about a minute away. Big damage. They just dropped low health onto Akaadian's Pantheon. No GA means he could be one shot by the next Paddle Star. Only 1,200 health onto him. That is a recall have to take, and that's about 15 seconds he's not on the map at all. The 8-second channel plus another 8 or so with Home Guard to get back into anywhere useful. He's going to burn a Blast Plant to get away. They're going to reset off that tense mid stalemate. Now only a minute and 20 seconds from Mountain Soul. The occasional poke for Golden Guardians look good, but it still feels like Dignitas, their team fights look better, and the GAs should be up in time for the Mountain fight.
And both teams have spent so much time posturing around the Baron that a lot of these wards in the river have timed out or been cleared. So the map has gone a lot darker for both sides. Dignitas still have a few extra ones, so they still hold the advantage in this area, but not nearly as what they used to. And the Scuttle Crab pickup could be very important here if they can snab it early. That is lasting vision that will persist no matter what Dig do.
And I think Froggen is getting dangerously close to death cap. He's been on just NLR for what feels like at least 6 minutes. He's still farming decently enough, but he is sharing it with Johnson's Ashe, but it doesn't cost that much more money. It's 2,000 roughly, about 2,300 gold to go from where he is now to death cap, and he's got to have close to that in inventory. That is going to be a huge power spike if it comes in. Huni, nicely done, claims the bottom scuttle. That's actually really big because that's guaranteed vision that you cannot clear away right as this Mountain Drake is going to spawn. It's sole point, and it honestly means so much with how much backline dive we're seeing. And here comes the play. Huni on the front finds Akaadian. Big damage on the stone plate of Closer. Huni has the flank play towards GoldenGlue, but can't find the kill just yet. Pulled back. Huge stun towards Huni, trying to walk away. Guardian Angel is down. Closer gets a knock-up, but he might get chased out. There's the dunk in the backline. Hauntzer cannot yet find the kill. Gets one, but he should be traded for it. Flashes back to safety. Won't yet die. GoldenGlue can't find the Paddle Star, but the health bar lead is there. Dig are so low. Aphromoo forced to flash, and FBI is healthy. He can fight, and Golden Guardian says, look, just go for the Drake. If you have TP, take the recall. Just take that and leave. FBI and Closer can easily grab the Drake, but Dignitas are going for the Baron. So Mountain Soul picked up. Dig on the Desperation Baron. Dig winning at Baron. We haven't seen it often in the history of League of Legends, but they're trying for it right now. Hauntzer already in range. They're gonna push them off. Golden Guardians get 1 kill and a Mountain Soul. And the Baron standoff is still happening. 20 seconds on Huni. And Golden Guardians say, no, let's not risk it. We're not going to go for that play. We'll take the reset. We'll try again later.
That's a team fight we're going to have to slow down to replay because there were 3 different reinitiations. Dig trying to reinitiate onto Baron.
And the smite's not in range. It's Hauntzer and GoldenGlue, 2 versus 3 against the world. TP comes in. The entire squad is here, but they can't do it, I don't think. Hauntzer gonna go for the dunk, gonna try to find the solo onto Johnsun. Can't find that, but the Battle Star! That is there! Aphromoo doesn't have a way out. Golden Guardians, is this the fight that seals you into playoffs? They're still down in kills. They're still down in gold, but it's a 5v through the Mountain Soul shield on. Akaadian, can you pull the miracle? Hauntzer walks across the map trying to find him. Can they snipe him away? They need to not let this smite happen. Huni's up in the front. There's Hauntzer trying to find it. The rest of the team going forward. Closer joins in as well, but they're right on top of Viktor. Death cap is still not in, but he finds some damage. Huni, he will drop it to 1 for 0. Look how low the health bars are, though. Golden Guardians, they have let the Baron reset. They went for the dive. It's 20 seconds of 5v2. Akaadian is low. He's going to sleep. He's going to maybe lose the GA to Paddle Star or the Krugs, but he has the shield up. He stays alive. GoldenGlue tries yet again. Jumps in. Gets the Guardian Angel down. There is no chance of a smite steal. Hauntzer's here as well. He'll be drowsy. No jungler left alive. Froggen versus the world. Baron will be picked up, and Golden Guardians have finally cemented a lead.
40 minutes of tension in this game. Finally just breaks all over Summoner's Rift, and the Golden Guardians reap all of the rewards. Mountain Soul picked up, the extra kills on Baron picked up, Baron itself now being worn by every member. And my goodness, a sigh of relief after all that action for them, because that was an intense answer to the objective. Johnsun backed up very early from the initial team fight after Dig lost one member so that he could teleport onto the Baron and try and trade objectives. But the Golden Guardians were right on top of it, answering with Hauntzer's teleport of his own and turning it into the state we have now, where they've got a decent gold lead, Mountain Soul shields for themselves, and Baron buffs should be enough to break at least one of these inhibitor turrets.
I've been waiting 15 minutes, but it's finally in. Deathcap finally got bought by Froggen. He had to share so much farm, he didn't have it for that big Baron fight. That might have changed things around, but now he's got great wave clear. Poke nearly lands on Johnsun, gets the bubble, but there's no follow through here. Snipe comes in, doesn't matter onto Hauntzer. This shield is gonna hold. This turret, however, is not going to. The wave clear is no problem. Full build, by the way, for Viktor. Nothing else to buy. Viktor Huang, FBI. He's gonna be able to knock down the rest of this one. I realized that was weird. I realized that didn't line up, obviously, but that's what I was going for, that one. And now they're gonna try yet again as, Akaadian gets chomped up, just barely stays alive. And now it's gonna be mid inhibitor under fire as well. Without a jungler, they can't fight for it. Double inhib gonna fall.
Yep, that's going to be inhibitor number 2. I think they might just stick around to end the game as well. Golden Guardians, can they finish?
The 6th team in playoffs. Who will it be? Huni takes some damage. There's the dive for Akaadian. Chomp back up, staying alive. Health bars are up. Big dunk in the backline. FBI is on a killing spree. Johnsun, he's going to drop as well. A double kill for the Varus as Froggen is slowed. He tries to find the damage. He tries to not be stunned. Burns a stopwatch to get that 2 extra seconds, but Hauntzer's there in melee range. Closer tanks the turret. He's going to be fine. A triple kill for the Varus. They had to win 2 in a row to make it happen, and they have done so. Golden Guardians will be your 6th and final team in the 2020 LCS Spring Playoffs, taking down Dignitas and looking to take names in playoffs.
And so well deserved. The Golden Guardians digging deep when it matters. Week 9, they pull out all the stops. I was cracking up at that Baron fight though, Phreak. Probably my favorite play of the whole game is Aphromoo devouring Viktor, the Varus in this case that you're trying to refer to.
Yeah.
Or the other side.
Picks up Ashe.
And spits him out into the paddle star. Arriving from GoldenGlue takes him from one evil into a greater evil and just gets
a greater evil
blown up on impact.
Oh my gosh. I mean, what a game. What a game back and forth. It felt like each team had the moments of glory, those moments of greatness. I mean, that mid lane tower dive from Dignitas that nearly gave him a 4v1 on the map. That would have been Baron. That would have been map control. Just barely Hauntzer and GoldenGlue stick that one out. They found the 2v4 Baron stop. I could go on forever. But hey, congratulations, Golden Guardians. 6th seed has been secured. Dignitas' split is over. We'll see them in summer. Now, got a 5-minute commercial break. We have a battle for 2nd place. Winner gets 2nd seed. It's EG versus 100 Thieves. See you soon.